Did Mappa really just confirm the existence of the Attack on Titan multiverse? Well, it seems like that's the case because we actually got to see Goth Mikasa as well as Nerd Armin in the Paths dimension, and this was not a joke, this legit happened. So hello and welcome to WhyZ. We're gonna talk about this particular theory today in this video, but before that, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to our channel since I do weekly anime and manga related content along with a bunch of other stuff. With that being said, let's just jump into it. So what actually happens here is that this scene is not an anime only scene or an anime only addition. No, this is not an indication or direct reference to an anime original ending. That is not actually the case here, but it is a little bit convoluted and there is some head scratcher which is going on here. Basically, this scene actually happens in the manga panel, albeit it is very small. It's a very tiny small panel which forms a part of the larger Paths panel, which shows us the various different realities. In a way, it sort of showcases us the paths which could have been taken, and it actually showcases us the linear progression of the Paths dimension and how it is a connected point, a connected continuity of everything for the alien subjects. But in the midst of all of that, we got to see two particular characters in a very tiny panel which resembled Goth Mikasa and Nerd Armin, who are a part of the cover story of Attack on Titan in the form of Attack on Titan school cast. Now this, if you are not aware, if you are not a manga reader, this is a series of covers which Isayama wrote himself for the manga volume covers, and it basically showcases us the story of Eren Yeager in a seemingly normal world in a high school setting. Now everyone thought that these are actually fake previews leading up to the finale. It was a hilarious and a one-off moment as well, but it all came crashing down towards the very end when we find out, specifically with the very last chapter, that within the school cast, Eren, Armin and Mikasa were actually watching a movie, and this movie was dedicated around the Titans. Now Eren says that this was a really great movie and he wanted to watch more of this movie. He wanted to see if there's actually a sequel or not, but Armin and Mikasa, both of them, exclaim that what was even going on here? The ending interpretation was really left out. The mystery actually remains. It's kind of predictable, but they wanted to show something more to us. They wanted to subvert the expectations in a good way, but it just didn't happen. The mystery remains in the very end. You'd think they'd show us something more, something that subverts our expectations in a good way. And if you are a manga reader, if you know the ending of the manga, specifically with the additional pages as well, you know with the sequel teasers and everything that this might have been planned all along. And just because of all of these things, it sort of gives fuel to the idea, to the notion that these characters are actually the reincarnations of Eren, Armin, Mikasa and the other characters who have been seen throughout this school cast special. It might be an alternate universe, or they might be the direct descendants of the current cast in some unpredictable amount of time. So that is the actual theory, that is the basic theory which is sort of going on here. But from the various amounts of interviews that Isayama has taken so far, it cannot be wrong to assume, piecing them all together in a cohesive narrative, it won't be wrong to assume that this school cast is an alternate universe in itself. The AOT school cast is an AU, is an alternate universe, and specifically for the manga, okay, it was understandable that maybe this was a hilarious moment, maybe this was a cover story only moment, because in a lot of manga series, the creators, the mangakas actually make these cover stories which is a little bit different from the actual story, from the actual content inside the manga. It's not necessarily going to be canon into the actual story, but it's just a part and parcel of all of these things. But here now with Mappa adapting this actual moment, it gives more and more proof to the multiverse theory of Attack on Titan. This was a very huge theory back in the day before the ending of the manga. Again, the manga ending didn't really exactly explain to us if the multiverse is true or not, but specifically with the second half of the manga ending, with everything which happened between the memories, or rather the alternate memories of Eren and Mikasa, and with this now getting actually inside the anime with Goth Mikasa, it's not wrong to assume that multiverse theory of Attack on Titan is finally confirmed in a way, because we got to see the alternate theory, or we will get to see the alternate timeline of Eren and Mikasa. Similarly, we get to see the alternate timeline wherein they are high school students with Goth Mikasa and Nerd Armin. Now, initially, when the manga came out and we got to see this particular panel, even though it was very small, the speculation was always that, hey, Isayama is maybe doing just an Easter egg reference, because throughout this entire manga, we have many references to small memes, nudges, and pop culture references throughout the entire story. So everyone thought that maybe Isayama is just doing a tease to us, but now with this particular scene actually happening in the anime, I think that this is not just a tease anymore. It might be that MAPPA is actually teasing us that the Attack on Titan multiverse is actually real. Now, what does this mean for the AOE, or rather anime original ending? Well, people are just coping hard on the AOE right now, but unfortunately I don't think that's gonna happen. If anything, this is a much more faithful manga adaptation. So yeah, an AOE is not just going to happen in my opinion, but at the end of the day, that's just my theory, that's just my opinion. But what actually is the most important point here is that I feel like MAPPA just confirmed the existence of the multiverse within the Attack on Titan series. This was really left open-ended in the actual manga ending. We don't exactly know if the multiverse is real therein, but here, from the appearance of Goth, Mikasa and Nerd Armin, I think that it's an indication to what is basically about to happen in the future of the series. So yeah, this is pretty much it. This is everything we know so far about the Attack on Titan multiverse. What do you guys think about all of these things? Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Were you even able to catch this moment? Because yesterday in the midnight when I was making the review for this episode, I was too sleepy to even catch this at the first glance. And when I rewatched the episode, I was like, wait a minute, I just need to rewind to this particular moment. And I was like, oh well, I forgot to add this in the actual review. And that's when I gave the follow-up comment. I added the follow-up comment to that particular video, and I knew that I had to make a follow-up video talking about all of these things, because it is going to spark a debate online, definitely spark a debate online. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more. Join the channel membership for some very cool perks and features. Join the Discord server for more. This is WhyZ, and I'll see you all on the next one.